Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, the TV show. I want to thank the sponsors that make this show happen, St. Vincent Hospital and Bank Hometown. And here with our second segment, we've got Crystal McGlynn, who is the owner of My Collective. Crystal, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Very excited to be here.
Yeah, so a new business in My Collective. We were talking before we came on air, June.
Yes,
of
very new.
2025.
June.
So congratulations on that.
Thank
But
you.
maybe you could just share a little bit about what My Collective is.
Yeah, so My Collective is a yoga and art studio that really approaches yoga in art from an approachable standpoint. So a lot of people are intimidated by yoga and they don't feel they're creative, and really it has a place in everybody's lives. Everybody's running around busy in go mode, kind of on autopilot a lot. So what I want to do is just kind of have people to have a space that feels like they're coming home to themselves. The atmosphere actually feels like home, and just a moment to pause and reset so they can just live their life a little bit more fully, bring a little bit more joy and lightness. So that's what
So with yoga, I mean,
Yep.
and I remember years ago when I was first kind of knew some friends that were doing it and doing yoga, and they were like, I asked questions, and they were so it is fundamentally, well, there's I guess different elements, and you can correct me if, but there's like a stretching kind of athletic piece to this, but it's also kind of a calming technique and just a.
Yeah, so I think that's a little misconception, is that it's all about the body with yoga, but yoga is really about union, the mind, body, and spirit. So it's just connecting all of that together. A lot of people live in their heads and they're not really in their body. They're not present in the moment. So anxiety and depression comes in because they're living too much in the past or too much in the future. So yoga, especially what I practice at my studio, is all like a holistic approach, mind, body, and soul. Really getting people to calm down into their bodies. And there is stretching, there is somatic release, there is muscle tension release. There's all of that, which that is amazing. There's power flows that I offer as well. Right. But a lot of the classes is really based on healing. So it's like very gentle. It's about getting out all those tensions, removing all those layers, all that stuff that's kind of built up from you, from like, you know, whether it's job, whether it's kids, whatever it is, just kind of peeling that stuff back so you feel more like yourself and you're more connected. So connecting is my main thing.
And so there's no bar of entry, right? There's no, anyone is welcome. There's all different kind of layers of classes or you know, so come one, come all.
Exactly. And that's, you know, my whole approachable approach is for everybody. We have classes for kids. We have classes for seniors, very gentle. Anybody who's just looking for that union, again, of the mind, body, and soul, that just needs that little break for themselves wherever they're at. There's also combo classes where families could come in. I have a family flow once a month. So like the little guys could come with the parents, because a lot of times the kids are seeing the parents go off to these classes and they're like, what is that? Like, I want to try that.
Right.
So yeah, all levels, wherever you're at, and we're just there to meet you where you're at.
And you know, I guess what traditional kind of medicine or doctors or the healthcare field increasingly is kind of recognizing this as a part of, you know, a therapy. You know, you mentioned mind and body, but also healing from injuries, but also the whole mental piece is certainly coming out of COVID, and this whole issue around anxiety and young people with phones and some of the stuff that causes. There's
Absolutely.
one time this was kind of seen as kind of a niche thing. It's really kind of grown.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of doctors are actually prescribing that to their patients to come. Chiropractors, working alongside chiropractors, massage therapists, all that kind of getting away from some, you know, medical intervention, sometimes with like taking a pill. You know, doing this kind of gives people control, that they have control over their health and they can do something about it. I started my practice because I had migraines. I'm a graphic designer. I was at the computer all the time, and everything was just up here. And you know, I would do the occasional stretch, but it wasn't enough. I needed to do something on a regular basis, and yoga was that for me. And since I've been practicing, since I've been making it a priority, I haven't had those migraines in quite some years now. Because, you know, we all, like, the stress comes, it comes to our shoulders rise, our neck gets tense, everything starts to tighten up. And if we stay in that constant fight or flight tense mode, of course your body's gonna fight against it. Of course you're gonna get illnesses, all those things. So this just helps drop your shoulders, come into that rest and digest so your body can heal itself. Because our bodies are amazing, like they really are so amazing. But if we're thinking that, we're in some kind of emergency situation and we're all tensed up, our bodies can't do that healing. So this is a really gentle, easy way to just get you back into that parasympathetic nervous system.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with that, some classes include kind of music and symbols and kind of smells.
All things,
so what how do you introduce people to that and the different kind of opportunities?
So I bring in everything. I bring in aromatherapy, I bring in sound healing, I bring in crystals. I'm Crystal. So I have all that included, but in a very, again, approachable way. It's not a lot of woo-woo stuff. It's very real life stuff that just helps you. Any little support we can take, any little extra thing we can do for ourselves, why not? So my classes, a lot of my classes are very do what you can. I cue that a lot, just honoring your body, where you're at, not coming into anything that feels good. Everything's suggested, everything's an option, even little cards to turn over if you don't want aroma, if you're sensitive to smells or something like that. So it's just kind of a really tailored experience. Even the way I schedule my classes, I offer Yoga Your Way, which is people can tell me what fits for their schedule, and kind of like you'd get a haircut, get a yoga class, but without the crazy private session prices. So that meets people where they're at too, because a lot of things is like, when do I fit this into my life?
Right.
So.
And so you're located in Sturbridge.
Yep.
But also have the ability to Auburn as well?
Yes, so I have a home-based studio in Auburn, which, might seem weird to some, but opening your home to people is like the best, kind of showing that you care about what you're doing, and you're offering that. And also it's a nice way because you're not going into a big studio. It's very non-intimidating. It does feel like you're kind of going over your friend's house and just kind of they're showing you what's working for them and helping you along your journey wherever that is. So that's just a nice little cozy 10-mat studio. I have people from Auburn and Worcester come visit me all the time to just come to those different varying classes.
And speaking of the classes, you've got weekly classes, family and kids, you mentioned seasonal workshops.
Yep. And a really big offering that I do at the studios is weaving art and creativity into the practices. So creative movement, music, all those things. And not creativity so much as art. Of course, there's art there, but creative thinking, creative writing, like just to get your brain used to just being resilient and adaptable and all that. So I have classes where you'll do a yoga flow and then go into an intuitive like painting, which is all about the process and just having fun. So fun is another big key element in my practice. Is everything, we're so serious, we have to deal with real life heavy stuff. Like we're here to have fun, not take ourselves too seriously, and just drop our shoulders.
And so started in June, things are off to a good start?
Yeah, a little slow in the summer, but we're picking up momentum now with school being back in. We have a great program for teachers to combat burnout that's coming up monthly. We have a kids program weekly, the Yogi Adventures, which is awesome for the kids. So we're looking forward to welcoming more people into the studio.
Well, good. And people can go to your website. Which is?
Mine is lovemycollective.com.
Good. Well, Crystal, great to have you, and good luck on the business. Sounds like it's off to a good start, and medicine comes in all forms these days, and yoga is a piece of that.
Absolutely.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.